Yes, 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 yes. The trumpet sound, the trumpet sound. And one of these days, those trumpets will sound, and we will know what that sound is about. Let's pray. Oh, most holy Sanini Nanini, even the spirit that moved upon the water, even Tata and Zambi, yes, even Yahweh, Yahuwah, whatever language that we might pray in. Oh, most holy, we thank you for everything that you've done. We thank you for subduing of our enemies. We thank you for the peace. We thank you for the just giving us the time to where we could just look at you and know that you are with us. Yes, yes, yes. We ask you to look into the war countries, the countries that war is at the brink of the edge of their borders. Yes, most holy Sanini Nainini, we ask you to deal because you know the situation that's going on at hand. What we understand may not be, but your will is done in heaven before it's done on earth. Yes, and we thank you for these things. We ask you to deal with us that we might follow your commandments, your all your laws and all your judgments, that we might be holy before you, we might be pleasing before you, that we might request from you and you answer because of your favor and because of our obedience, which you will render your favor. And we thank you for all things. Yes, there's gone out many deceivers. There's many deceivers in the earth. Yet your word is written right in the book, even though there's some things that shouldn't be there, but it's written right there in the book to whom you reveal it to. And we ask you to deal with us, that we might have peace throughout the land, that people may prosper in every corner of the earth. Yes, in your name we thank you. Yes, we give God the glory and the praise for you, and you. I'm Mr. Clay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you on TikTok, YouTube, and even Facebook platforms. We are grateful. Yes, and we're coming from the 12th chapter of Numbers the 12th chapter. And it reads, And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. Now you got to remember, Moses had more than one wife. Yes, 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 even though the law doesn't even say anything about having more than one wife. It was really a common practice. And it was a common practice up until the advent of the whole revelation. Now they said, hath the I am indeed spoke only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the I am heard it. God heard it. I mean, it's just like you choose a child to do a certain task and the rest of them say, I can do it, but you know that child can do that job. You chose that job because you know what's in that child, and that child is faithful. The same thing with God toward Moses, but yet they're going to say, where have you seen Aaron and Miriam do anything? Miriam, yeah, she put his body in the water. Yeah, Moses was, Aaron was the one that sit up there and caused to be his mouthpiece. But who did God choose? God chose Moses. Yes. It's the same thing with the Pharisees and Messianicy, even the Savior. God chose Messianicy to point out the errors and how they erred in the law of Moses. And they murdered him. Yes, I said the word I murdered Messianicy, even the Savior. Now let's say this. Now the man Moses was very meek, above all men which were upon the face of the earth. Meekness is not weakness. Meekness is being slow to anger, quick to hear. That's what meekness is. Meekness is going by the prescribed instructions that you're given and knowing whom gave those instructions and why. Many of us, we call ourselves, we don't want to be meek. We want to show our behind in all kind of things instead of hearing the matter out and coming up with a wise decision. Sometimes that decision may require going up against that dome, but we have to hear a matter out. Moses was a very meek man. He was very powerful with God. It's not that he didn't shed any blood. It's not that he wasn't in the midst of bloodshed or should I say war and all these other things. Moses knew his God, and that's where a man of nobility, a meek man. He was noble to his maker. And I am spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, come out, ye three, to the tabernacle of the congregation. I'm in verse 4. And they three came out, and the I am came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door. They didn't see him. It was smoke and fire of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, this is the king. The king is hollering to him. The king says, come out. This is the king. They rest with princes. This is the king of Israel. I'm not talking about that New Testament stuff. It's true to a point, but the fact is, this is the king. He shares with no one. Not even those of whom they call his son. We're all sons. He created us all, if that's the case. Now, he said, now, hear my words now. If there be a prophet among you, I, the I am, will make myself known to him in a vision, and will speak to him in a dream. Why? Because the things that the prophet will say, it will come to pass, and it is so right now. It's not just a mix-up or nothing like that. The time is the time. The word is the word, and whatever he says goes. And people will acknowledge and know who is the prophet of the Most High. Not by ambiguous prophecies and ambiguous stuff. See, that's what he said. No. It's straightforward and done. Prophet is known by what is straightforward and done. He's not appointed by any man or a woman. You cannot appoint a prophet. He's appointed by God. Now, he said, hear now my words, therefore, if there be a prophet among you, I, that I am, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and I will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him I will speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and I not in dark speeches. A prophet is one God does not speak in dark speeches. The Lord said to me, and the Lord said to me. He's not a Lord. He's God. He's the I am that I am. Yes. Everybody say he speaks to them every day. He didn't even speak to Moses every day. And the anger of the I am was kindled against him, and he departed. And the cloud departed off the tabernacle. Miriam became leprous. This is sort of they call it vertigo. Yes, vertigo. White as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, behold, she was leprous. That is a form of leprosy in their language. That's a form of leprosy, vertigo. Okay? There are different forms of leprosy, or what is called leprosy. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, he said, I beseech thee. He didn't say Lord, that's an English thing. Lay not the sin upon us wherein we have done foolishly and wherein we have sinned. And let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the I am, saying, hear her now, O God. I beseech thee, I beg thee. And the I am said to Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, should she be not ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, that after that, let her be received again. He said, if her father spit in the face, oh, your father spit in his own child's face, that is, he's very mad. He's very disgusted. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not until Miriam was brought in again. And after the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. Yes, Paran. Yes. And with that, it's the spirit of complaining. Stop complaining. You are who you are. Your gift is who your gift is. God chose you for what you do. And you do it as unto the Most High. Even Tata and Zambi and Peace.